Okay, Assalamualaikum warahmatullah, and good day to all. Okay, I've seen the last two videos that I given you. There are some mistakes in grammatical and all. Ignore that, eh? I think before I provide you with the what we call the sample essay, I have fixed bit grammatical and all. If I notice, eh? So now. Mm, Okay, let's go to the body. Okay, this is the second paragraph, which is topic sentence 2. Like stated there, it says the first reason why I prefer the life saving is because it is more financially accessible for different needs. Now, you're going to elaborate this, and you're going to again, because this is compare and contrast essay. So for this paragraph 2 and paragraph 3, you're going to contrast. When you go into contrast and you have stated your stand, you're going to say that you prefer one over another, which is in this case is life saving compared to life insurance. You're going to say the first reason why I prefer life saving is because it is more financially accessible for different needs. Okay, refer to your text that I've given you, the sample essay, and you can read it. I'm going to read very quickly here. But before that, I'm going to say that, okay, now you are comparing. You are comparing between the two. Listen, this is very important. Now, when you are comparing, usually some of you in the past, what you do is you're going to say the advantages of this over another. But the way you do it, usually you do not compare. You say, oh, this is good, this is good, this is good, this is good, and all. Now, when you look at it, there is no comparison and all. Important comparison is basically like this. Having the word like this, meaning you are comparing. For example, you say, on the other hand, meaning you are comparing this and that. All right. Okay. And the second point, for example, I calculate to you from comparatively, meaning you are comparing. There are few words that you can use. On the other hand, conversely, and whatnot. Okay. Now, perhaps I'm going to provide you later. Meaning, some of you usually, the way you do it is you tell the advantage of this without comparing. Yeah? There are several ways how to go about it. But now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you one way, which is instead of saying this is advantageous, say this is good, this is good, this is good, and you sometimes forget to compare. Usually, you show. That's the reasons why I confused a bit because I prepared quite some times ago, but in the remember the the graph in the first video. No, never mind, just ignore it. Okay, so the first reason why I prefer life saving because it's more financially accessible for different needs. So the way I attempt is I'm going to demonstrate that life insurance, which is I do not really prefer, is have some negative aspect, negative thing to it compared to life saving. So I'm going to say a bit negative thing about life insurance. So, for example, now before we start, let us be clear. It is agreed that both of these financial planning are important. Yada yada yada. But one might ask oneself, do we believe that financial needs merely be in the form of disability and death? There's a financial support for the remaining family because we know that life insurance can merely accommodating in case of what I've stated above. Meaning that life insurance only accommodate for emergencies such as life, illness, death, disability, and that. what happened? We have different type of agency. So, but what if do not need? Okay, it's continued here. What the writer have continued here is what if we do not need monetary assistance for different purposes? Let us say if your sorry, let us say if your child needs funds to further studies, or someone need to help your failing business, or even worse, you just lost your job and try to stop your house from being repossessed. In this case, you cannot simply withdraw that money from the insurance companies because policy dictates that you terminate insurance, yada yada. Meaning that you want to say that you cannot withdraw your money from your insurance because of different reason, different type of emergency. Right. Not only that, you say that you have to go through a complicated process before you can withdraw the money. While life insurance is easy. It's there in your bank. You can withdraw it anytime. And again, don't forget to compare. Now you have compare. Listen, you have to compare in this occasion you have contrast lah, comparing the contrast. On the other hand, listen, if you had some amount of saving, the liquidated cash may definitely come sorry, definitely come as a form of assistance, and it is easily accessible at your disposal without any needs of going through inconveniences of insurance claiming procedures. Yes, bear in mind, this is not mean belittling the significance of being insured, but to look at it, prudent saving itself can replace the need of insurance because ultimately it is about money. Listen here. Okay, so I got it, the article from somewhere, the students. So I update a bit the what we call the citation. You see, citation is 2019. It's quite recent, eh? So again, this is how you cite the same thing. The first paragraph is exactly like I wanted. Like the last what we call semester. Okay, but for your second test, you do not need to write citation just yet. So you compare, and again, remember this. Every time you write, you should do this thing. The first sentence of paragraph you write in the green, which is you have to write the topic sentence and concluding sentence. The point you have to write again. You lose mark if you do not do this. Many lose mark easily because of this. Alright. Okay. Now the second one is you're going to be the same. You're going to compare. It is up to you. You're going to say, okay, this is positive, 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 and do not forget to compare. How you compare is you can recognize comparing using this word. Comparatively, on the other hand, for example, if you on the contrary, for example, there are different type of ways you can contrast. You can go for example, if you are okay, if you don't want to use this style, you can always, this is the easiest, I think. This is the easiest. You can use positive first, and then you compare it. You say the negative, or you can say positive, negative, positive, negative, which is some of you might not be able to do it, but some of you can. I'm open if you want to do it. I just show you one of the ways you can do it. Why I do it like this? Before most of you forget to compare. You say the advantages, and you forget to compare. You forget to do the disadvantage. And one, you say this is comparing. Okay. However, I believe that both are similar because they offer peace of mind. The sentence, the paragraph here, I don't think this is quite a good paragraph, because if possible, even though this have similarity, you have some comparison also. You compare in the sense that it is the same. It is giving you the peace of mind if you having insurance, and of course you is going to have a peace of mind if you have life saving. Okay, but you have to compare. This is, I afraid I forgot. Let me read it a bit. I forgot. Somebody with various financial something blah 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 blah. A very little comparison here. But if possible, you have to compare also. Okay, you have, again, this is block citation, rather short, but never mind. It is 2020, is updated by me. Therefore, I believe it's very important to plan for future financial blah 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 blah. And then there goes the fourth paragraph. And the fifth paragraph we have discussed in the earlier video. So how to go about it? This is how you go about it. Meaning what? Whatever you do, the points you have to have comparison and contrast. Even you say it is similarity, you compare in the sense it is similar. When you say uh, what we call study homeschool versus normal school is similar, you talk about homeschool, which is good and what call and effective. For example, you say homeschool and homeschooling and normal schooling are what do you call, for example, similarly effective. You talk a bit about, you give some facts, for example, about effectiveness of normal school, and you talk a bit about the effectiveness of homeschooling. All right, and then you conclude both of them are similar, but you have to have a bit of comparison. Yeah, so I do not have the time to go through, and you see. But if you listen to this video, remember the first 2 points are contrasting. The third point is comparing. While comparing, you have a bit of comparison also. And then, although both of them are similar, but still you have to have some comparison. All right, by giving example from the two things that you are comparing. So I hope the 3 videos, if you watch it, you're going to know a few things about it, and later we're going to have discussion in cases some of you still do not get what you are supposed to do. So that's it. Okay. Tata. That's all.